I'm with Darius Rucker in the studio right now. What do you mean in the studio right now? That's a cliche. I'm not going to go on the air. Stop that. See, you get in FM studios, you go all FM. I can't bear it. Hey, back with Darius Rucker now.
Exactly.
Okay. Here we go. In the Florida Keys, where we do things nice and keysy. That's my station down there. Sorry. Here we go. Darius Rucker, I've got to say, a hero of mine, musical and otherwise, is with us, joins us this morning. And you're a sports fellow. This is technically a sports station, and this is kind of a sports show. So, but that's no effort to talk about sport with you.
Oh, never, man. I love it. I love them all.
And what kind of I think the phrase is jock were you? What was your specialty?
I was a good athlete until I turned 13 and realized that everybody was better than me, and I probably should turn to singing.
Yeah.
So right around 14, I stopped playing sports and concentrated on singing.
Are you one of these musicians who there's a big game on, but you got a gig, you have someone in the wings holding up the scores and stuff?
If one of my teams are playing while I'm on stage, my assistant has to give me the score after every song.
and who is your team?
In college football, in college sports, it's the game. University of South Carolina Gamecocks, and football, it's the Miami Dolphins. If the Dolphins are playing, they got to give me I want every score.
I remember certainly one of the old band was a Chelsea supporter. And I can trace the downfall of that band to that moment he told me that. I've made you and I can break you, I said. Yeah, he was a Chelsea fan. And that,
yeah, we do. Sony is a Chelsea guy.
Yeah, yes, he was. And he wanted me to take him to a game. I said, no, I love the band, but not that much. And you just, let's do a bit of background. You say it's from Charleston in North Carolina.
Yep.
And you're talking to a man here who I went to Carolina once, and north, south. I figured, how far can it be?
Yeah.
Wanted Myrtle Beach, went to the entirely wrong Carolina.
Yes.
You grew up in a pretty busy household too, didn't you?
Yeah. I had 6 brothers. I had 5 brothers and sisters, and we had a small house. And there was actually one time, at one point in my house when I was like 5 or 6, where we had 14 kids living there because my aunts all had husbands in the military, and they all just moved into our house for a year, and it was crazy.
Wow.
But it was awesome. Like, it's one of those things, I never thought about it until afterwards. I never felt like we didn't have anything. It was just, I had everything I thought I needed. Life was great.
Yeah, All Right as a song. Yeah, it's pretty down home sentiment, and you like me, like a 5-star restaurant too.
Yeah.
But you've walked that walk, and it's not just sentiment. You know what that song's about.
Oh, absolutely. I was actually saying to my manager yesterday, I'm really glad that I came from where I came from, because I know, like, if I'd come from being well off, I don't think I would appreciate it as much as I do. I'm just so blessed.
And how about the whole thing of this black guy doing country music? What I said about it's not such an unusual thing, is it? I mean, to be a big star, yeah. But do people still make that to raise their eyebrows? Oh, country fella.
It's pretty funny. I didn't think about it. And Danny, when I said I didn't think about it, I didn't think about it. I was just doing a record, and I started having hits, and people were like, "Well, you're the first African American in 25 years to have a hit on have a top 25." I was like, that's crazy. But I'm finding now that it's not rare. I get notes and letters and CDs from people all the time going, I'm black and I want to be a country singer. Can you help me out?
Well, I just think sometimes, it's the kind of sentimentality and arrogance of filmmakers and documentary makers. Anytime they show the South, there's gospel music on.
Yeah.
But I've been to Jamaica, and Jim Reeves is everywhere. Jim Reeves is huge in Jamaica.
So is Kenny Rogers. Huge in Jamaica. Huge. Unbelievable.
It just makes it easier, I guess, if people just say, "Oh, that goes with that." But
exactly.
And is there another genre in you? I mean, are you one of these guys who thinks, "I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my Hats Off to Charlie Parker album next"? Do you want to do something else?
I'm going to do this probably till I retire, but I do this probably every other year for the Children's Hospital. I'm on the board of the Children's Hospital in Charleston, and every other year I put together a 25-piece orchestra and do all Sinatra songs.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I suppose you've done a couple of covers. I've seen online you do that. You do that as a regular thing.
Oh, we do it every 2 years for the Children's Hospital. I only do it for charity, but it's something to see.
With all due respect, and I do.
Yeah.
That's a jump up. That's an ask. I got
really lucky because the guy who is my band director was Sinatra's guy for the last 30 years. His Southeast guy for the last 30 years of his career. So I have all those arrangements I have privy to. So he says, "What do you want to play?" And he just brings all those arrangements. That's what we do.
Oh, it's a song. You know what? I'd like to hear you sing. "Lonesome Cities." "Lonesome Cities" Sinatra is
great song. Great song.
That is a terrific song, and you can do that. Is it in the pipeline? Would you think you will get around to saying, "It's my Sinatra"? That's going to really confuse people. All the pop fellas, all the country people.
Yeah.
Now he's doing Sinatra. Do you think you would?
No time soon. If that ever happened, we're talking a decade away. I mean, I got so much I want to do in country music.
Yeah.
And then I still got one more Hootie record I want to make and do a big Hootie tour before it's all over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of stuff I want to do.
And the voice itself, is that in the family, or are you the only one? I've got to tell you, one of my kids can sing, the other two can't sing a note. It doesn't always work like that, do you?
My brothers and sisters, like my sisters can sing okay, but my brothers can't sing a lick, and my sisters are okay. I don't think any of them could get a career from it, but they're okay.
You see, and I'll look you in the eyes and say this. I can sing a bit, but people who can't sing, I think they're hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part of American Idol. I don't watch Idol except for the first 3 shows to see all the people that can't sing, and then I get mad at. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at their folks because their folks on me. You can sing. Go on American Idol.
I urge my sister to sing. She has got the worst voice. There's a certain ragged glory somewhere in it, but that's
Absolutely.
bad. Yeah, it is. And when did you first say, I can do this? Were you in some kind of, jerky teenage band? Were you in some kind of snot-nosed college band? No?
Hootie was my first band.
Wow, of course.
Hootie was my first band. I thought, ever since I was 4, I would tell anybody that would listen I was going to be a singer someday, since I was 4.
Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted to do.
But what was the backup? Supposing, it hadn't
The
happened.
backup was sports journalism, but I'd never really, I went to school for that, to be a sports journalist. But,
Oh, yeah.
But, I wanted to play.
Uh-huh. And what sport do you actually play now these days? The one you actually
Golf. That's about
Do you?
Golf is the only thing I do.
I remember that too. Yeah,
that's the only thing I do.
I don't get it. I don't get it. No, really. Now you can laugh at me like I laugh at non-singers. And what is it? That's because it's... I'm not asking you to defend golf. The world's made its judgment. But what do you get from it?
For me, it's being outside is one thing that I love. Just being outside. Because you don't get outside a lot. You see UT tour buses in arenas. You know, and I like being outside. And I also like the fact that every game's different. I've never played 2 rounds of golf that were even remotely close to this.
That's the thing. Now, with the little castles, the crazy golf. I love that. That's a terrific thing.
That's awesome.
But I can't. And do you be doing it while you're here? Do you play while you're...
Didn't get to play while I was here, but I have played some of the great courses around here. I love playing over here in Europe. The courses are so different and so great. I love it.
Uh-huh. And you've been here to do the O2, and you literally don't know if you'll be coming back, or if you'll ever come back, but you don't know. You have no schedule at the moment to come back.
No, but we actually had a meeting the other day with some guys, and we're going to come back next year for sure. We just don't know when. Uh-huh. If I think I dive through the festival again, we'll plan it around that. But if not, come and play Manchester and all those places that we played before.
And as in the north-south divide, I've not just seen Lincoln. It's all right, but in the state, is your tours concentrated in the south still?
Oh, goodness, no.
Yeah,
it's different now. Country music's huge all over.
Yeah.
The biggest country market is Chicago.
Is it?
Yeah.
You see that again? That's Buster cliche. I mean, I wasn't suggesting there's.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
it's all Tennessee, but I just figured, well, the big money's going to be down in the south.
Oh,
Chicago.
The big money's in like Chicago, Seattle, Detroit. Like I'm just starting my tour and I'm playing a 25,000 seater in Chicago. And it's almost sold out already.
Man alive!
Yeah.
And is it still? Does it still retain any blue collar element? Country? Is it still a working music? Still?
Absolutely, 100%. It's working man's music. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure a bunch of wealthy people love it too. But it's known as the working man's music.
Yeah. And last night, as I was leaving actually, it's not last night, so we can lose that. It's about 6 months ago now. That time when I was leaving, now, as I was leaving, there were just so many people saying, and I said, I'm seeing him tomorrow, and I'm not blowing smoke at it. They're saying, well, could he just put the word around, because in Europe, pretty much starved of the live country music. People have a go here, but it's so rare that people get across.
Oh, I'm absolutely. I mean, Brad and I did it last time, and I'm going to do it again this time, and I'm sure Carrie and those guys are going to do it too. When people go, how was it? You got to go. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to go.
Okay. Now, let's get to a couple of crazy rock and roll stories. Did you actually go nuts when you were a big pop star? You said, that you never enjoyed it. Did you actually go nuts? Did you have like staff and flunkies
You
went nuts, didn't you?
We didn't have the staff and flunkies, but we had the world's biggest party.
Oh yeah,
we had the world's biggest party.
You seem such a sober group.
We are now. We are now, but then we were in we went crazy. We did. We would all say that we went crazy.
I don't want detail, but what does that mean? You spared yourself nothing?
There was nothing we didn't want that we didn't get. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, individually as a group, if we wanted it, we just got it.
And when does that wear off, Darius? When do you, as you say, you get up one morning, you sit on the side of your hotel bed, and you think,
I probably wore off when the first time we couldn't get a single on the radio.
Oh,
that's when you wake up and go, wow. Wow. A year ago, I just heard 6 songs in a row of Mario.
And did your writing suffer? Do you think it suffered?
Yeah, I think our writing suffered a little bit from just having to write on the road, which was tough for us. I mean, because we were never off tour. I mean, we were always, every month, we were going somewhere and trying to write on the road instead of just saying, hey, all right, we're off for 6 months, let's go write a record. You know, it's like, let's write a record and tour, so I think our writing did suffer a little from that.
Yeah, well, I've got to tell you, anyone who's thinking, well, they have an idea what your music will be like. If they haven't heard it, they just don't know how solid gold and hit after hit, metaphorically and literally. And if you go to your iTunes or whatever you got and just start going down those songs and listen to the words, because it makes our life in our house, and it's made my daughter pick up a guitar, which is
awesome.
It's terrific. And when you're an old guy, it relates your support.
Thanks, man.
Darius Rucker, thank you very much indeed. And you're good enough even to do a request for my 2 daughters are Mancy and Bonnie. Now I'm hijacking the show for personal reasons, and so you're going to play this for them, I understand.
Oh, absolutely going to play. This is I love this song. This is about the truest song I've ever written. I mean, that's as honest as I can be. Is this?
It is. She has it written on her daughter. You know, nothing's a mistake.
No, exactly.
It is for anyone with a broken heart out there. Anyone who's looking which way to go. Listen to me preach now. Really, every stoplight I didn't make, every chance I did or didn't take.
Yeah.
All the times I went too far, all the girls that broke my heart. Well, why don't I let you do it?
All right.
Darius, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Danny. Always great to see you, man.
Thank you, mate.